Hello friends, today I am here to discuss about the legal aspects of the issue of stray dog menace in our country. We all know that there have been numerous cases of dog bites across our country. In fact, in certain places, this issue has assumed alarming proportions. Talking of the issue of stray dogs, it generally evokes mixed responses from different sets of people in our country. There are animal rights organizations and the newly invented profession of dog feeders who profess to be doing their bit for the safety and protection of these animals. Whereas, on the other hand, there are victims of dog attacks and dog bites, and even people who are generally fearful of these animals. But the problem is that nobody is ready to take a balanced view of the entire state of affairs, and nobody is ready to suggest any correctives. If we make a visit at the website of the animal rights organizations, we would find that they have enumerated list of laws, rules and regulations which provides protection to these animals and also to the dog feeders. But who is going to take responsibility for the victims of dog attacks and dog bites? Now, before dealing with the legal aspects, it is important to understand that generally dogs can be divided into two categories. A category of pet dogs and a category of stray dogs. So far as pet dogs are concerned, they have established ownership. It is also mandatory in India for pet dog owners to register their pet with the municipal corporation or with the Kennel Club of India. They are awarded with a registration certificate and also with a microchip based collars, which also helps the authorities to keep a record of their vaccination. On the other hand, the stray dogs are generally street dogs who are not well fed. They do not have a house and they are generally not even vaccinated. Frankly speaking, legally there is no shortcut solution to the problem of stray dogs in our country. In fact, very recently, the Honorable Supreme Court observed that there is nobody who can destroy the stray dogs in its entirety and that the stray dogs also have a right to live. This, along with various legal provisions like Section 11 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, read with Section 429 of the Indian Penal Code, strictly prohibits causing of any harm or injury or killing of the stray dogs. In fact, threatening of the animal feeders or animal welfare workers is also not appropriate because one can be booked under Section 503 and 506 of the Indian Penal Code for criminal intimidation. There are animal birth control rules which says that the municipal authorities are responsible for vaccinating and sterilizing the stray dogs. But after conducting these procedures, the stray dogs have to be dropped to their original location from where they were picked. In fact, the Animal Welfare Board of India 2015 circular also says that the stray dogs cannot be relocated or removed, and it also reaffirms all the laws which are there in favor of the stray dogs and the dog feeders. So now, looking at the legal remedy to the problem of stray dogs in our country, I personally feel that we can contain the population of stray dogs by following a 5-step solution. Number one, first of all, we need to conduct the population survey of the dogs in a particular area or locality or colony which is infested with stray dogs. We need to identify how many male dogs, she dogs and puppies are there in a particular colony. After that, the municipal authorities need to be contacted for vaccinating these dogs. The municipal authorities or the animal welfare organization working in that area would administer the stray dogs with anti-rabies vaccine or any other vaccine as deemed fit. Thirdly, along with vaccinations, the unsterilized dogs need to be sterilized. The sterilization procedure would, in course of time, reduce the density of population of the stray dogs. Fourthly, as already stated, the animal birth control rule says that after vaccinating and sterilizing the dogs, the municipal authorities have to release the dogs back to their original territory. So, it is very important to keep a check at the entry point of these campuses, colonies, localities, or whatever. If the boundaries are not closed and if the entry points are not checked, the sterilized dogs would be replaced by unsterilized dogs over a period of time, and the entire exercise would be rendered futile. Fifth, as per the order of the Honorable Delhi High Court, Animal Welfare Board of India needs to be approached for identification of feeding spots for these stray dogs. These feeding spots are generally the isolated corners of the localities or the campuses, and feeding timings also need to be specified along with the designated feeding spots. The Animal Welfare Board of India are going to identify them with the help of the Resident Welfare Association, the local police, and the animal welfare organization working in that area. The designated feeding spots also confine the animal to a particular place and restrict their movement and prevent them from entering buildings in search of food. In fact, boards should be placed near such feeding spots so that the resident and the passerby can be more careful while passing through these zones. Now, taking a quick look at the important judgment with respect to the issue of stray dogs, a letter patent appeal was filed before the Honorable Delhi High Court, where the Honorable High Court strictly observed that stray dogs cannot be kept in common driveways of private property. In fact, the dog feeders would be responsible, and they have to make sure that the stray dogs do not create nuisance for other residents of the same premises. While this matter was taking a very positive turn, it was later on dismissed for non-prosecution in December 2017. In 2016, the bench of Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra and Justice UU Lalit of the Honorable Supreme Court observed that while one should show compassion towards the stray dogs, they cannot be simply allowed to become a menace for the society. Now, the Supreme Court is currently seized of the matter, which is titled Animal Welfare Board of India versus People for the Elimination of Stray Troubles. This case stems from the Bombay High Court judgment, where the municipal authorities were allowed to kill stray dogs who were causing nuisance. This judgment of the Bombay High Court was challenged by the Animal Welfare Board of India before the Honorable Supreme Court. It was requested by the Animal Welfare Board of India that unless and until the term nuisance was defined, the order of the Honorable Bombay High Court cannot be implemented. And currently, this matter is still pending before the Honorable Supreme Court. So friends, briefly, these were the list of laws and judgments with respect to the issue of stray dogs in our country. I personally feel that the existing laws are inadequate because they are not enough to solve the problem of stray dogs in our country. And whatever laws are there, even the implementation aspect is so haphazard and poorly planned that we have not been able to achieve the desired result. While sterilization might contain the population of stray dogs in near future, they do not shield us from the bites and attacks of the existing dogs. Hence, a very strong national law along with a very strong implementation is the need of the hour. Only then can we strongly and effectively handle the problem of stray dog menace in our country. So friends, that's all for now. For any more details or personalized queries, you can please contact me on my email ID, which is singrishika9@gmail.com. See you next week with a fresh video. Bye. See you.